All right. Man, everything is out of whack. I completely redid a lot of my setup. So things are a little crazy. Obviously, I don't even have the chat box up. Like, this has been something. Although it says it's supposed to be there, but got nothing coming in yet. So we'll see what's up. Welcome. Hey Dingus. Hi Phoenix. Thanks for showing up. And thanks for the follow. I really appreciate that. Welcome. There we go. Yeah, now we're pro. Sony Alpha 6100. Doing 1080-60 instead of 720. I am very, very happy and pleased. So we'll see how this goes tonight. I may work on this camera angle. I'm not fully pleased with it, but yeah. See, I think this is still even awkward, but whatever. I'm trying not to mess with it too much tonight. I'll screw with it later. Yeah, thanks, Phoenix. Yeah, this is the one and only orange pearl in existence, so super excited. Let's test that quality too. It's the 1080-60. Lighting's not the best, but what's up, Swear? Yeah, quality should be 10 times better now. Up the bit rate, better camera. Can't believe you guys didn't let me know I was only doing 720 previously. That was awful. I want to almost redo your build, Swearwolf. Something so bad. But yeah, much happier with this now. So, thoughts on Pearl R2? Super excited. It's going to be a little expensive, but that comes with the territory. I think CAD Lab is going to be the one doing the manufacturing and machining. So US based, which is cool. But I'm excited about the weight. I'm excited about Bluetooth capabilities. Should be a really good board. I'm really looking forward to it. So, hey, welcome. Thank you. And I'm going to screw up your name. You Adrian. Thanks for joining. How are you tonight? Very nice. Thank you. Adrian, perfect. All right, well, welcome. Thanks for joining. So tonight, I think will be a relatively long stream. We're going to do a complete disassemble of the van, including desoldering. I have to finish lubing some switches. I wanted to get to that today, but I just couldn't. Those of you that do know, I mentioned this earlier this week. I just started a new job on Monday. Very stoked. Working for PagerDuty. So big shout out to them for giving me the opportunity. So I've been swamped throughout the day with onboarding. It's been a little crazy, so I haven't had time to do everything I wanted to do, but this rebuild has been on my mind for a while. Specifically because, not that I don't love the silent switches, but I really like the KTT Kangbais, so I just want to swap them out, put them in here, and have something with a little more noise. Not that this is bad or anything, but just something a little bit better, you know? So, well, I just saw that 60 FPS on the Twitch looks super crisp and almost too fast. I almost had to like slow down the movement. It was crazy. But yeah. Hey, Gat Yellows are good, Dingus. I think I have, yeah, I still got enough for a 40 in here, so like I said, we'll get around there. Yeah, everything has been, knock on wood, everything's been good. What's up, Ash? How are you? Mic stuff changed. Is it too loud? And if it is, I think I might know why. Oh. Try now. Is that better? I think the Sony was recording sound, so no, it's not better. Huh. Same low, huh? Is that better? Thank you for the follows, Cabrera. Appreciate that. Oh man, everything is all jacked up. My alert box is screwed up, and everything. Put the alert box there. It's been a mess. Alright, so there's... Oh, you know what? Is that better? That? Test, test? Interesting. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on then. I didn't change any volume settings, so... yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, YOLO. There we go. Yeah, microphone looks a little low on my screen, but we're just gonna roll with it, so... I've literally got, I guess, 2 microphones going. I'm... Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna roll with it. Hopefully you guys can turn the volume up and you can hear. But yeah, so like I said, tonight, full rebuild. So I'm gonna start with this. And we're gonna take this apart. We'll go from there. I think there's GAT silent inks in here. I'll save them for another build. But let's get rolling tonight, because I don't want to be up for 5 hours, and I don't think you guys do either. So let's remove some keycaps. Oh yeah, if you guys don't remember from last time, these are the Alpha Keycaps Gamer Set. This colorway, oops. This colorway is a 1 of 1, so super happy to own this set. I am in the process of trying to purchase 3 or 4 others, which would bring my collection up to 11 if I get all 4. So super excited about that. What's up, Gnarly? How are you? Yeah, gotta catch them all 36 sets. There's so many sets out there. I doubt I won't get them all, but I'm gonna try for as many as I can. And I am doing well, thank you. I hope you guys are here to hang for a long time. Like I said, this will be a lengthy stream. It'll probably be one of my longest, which is exciting. I know Evan's gonna pop in later in chat. He already talked to me, so that's pretty cool. Still want to get him on for an interview, though. It's one of my goals. Yo, low-key, this GMK Godspeed Columbia is a good set. Alright, all of our keycaps, put those to the side. Alright, it's gonna get a little loud with this, but that's okay. Oh good, I don't even have to hit it. Normally I have to, like an old school TV, I have to smack the shit out of the desolder vacuum. It, like, something doesn't, like, connect and I have to, like, hit it, but yeah. Oh yeah, that's right, Ash. You are over across the pond, right? Thank you for joining, though. Even if it is super late, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Really not looking forward to lubing 40 switches, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And then got some news. We may do some really cool stuff coming up. We still have the shift build here soon. I'm working with Jake on when we're gonna do that for the upcoming group buy. Yeah, usually I pay Alas to do the switches as well. I'm usually too lazy, but I'd stay up. Plus I'm in lockdown. Yeah. So one of the things about my new job is my manager and a bunch of employees are up in Canada, so they're stuck in like quarantine and lockdown things. I know we're not here in the US, so I consider myself very lucky. I don't take it for granted, but you know, it's hard. Fully vaccinated, boosted up. Even still, I got a little sick earlier this week. Wasn't feeling great. So it's been interesting. Oh, you just got. Oh, yuck. Well, I hope that you're feeling okay. I hope you're not really feeling it too hard. I know people that are boosted don't get nearly as bad with this new Omicron variant as those that aren't. So hopefully it's not too bad for you. Adrian, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Why is this not? Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. Everybody should be able to see that, but oh, something's messed up with the alert box. And I really didn't change that much settings. I don't know what's going on, but that's all right. We'll make do with it. I think it's because I think the alert box actually needs to be like above the camera in terms of priority in Streamlabs. I don't know. We'll keep messing with it as I go. Like I said, all I did was add a camera, change some small settings, and apparently my whole stream went to crap. So, oh man, yeah, it might be. Like I said, it might be the new camera. In fact, I couldn't figure out. It's the strangest thing. When I plugged in the camera, it was only doing 4K at 30 frames a second, and even if I changed the settings in the camera, Camlink, or at least what I thought was Camlink, was changing it back to 4K 30, and I'm like, stop! I don't want 4K. And so then I went in and like dug through some Reddit threads and found out it was a setting deeper in the camera, like 8 menus deep, that you have to have HDMI plus memory card set, and then the Camlink recognizes the output source as 1080, which is fine, which is what I want. Which was all good, and then I started up the stream, and I realized we were still in 720 because I didn't up the bitrate in OBS. So up the bitrate. I've got the internet connection to do that. So yeah, like I said, we should be good now. No more issues. So many screws in, man. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, get these other ones out. 9, 10, 11, 12. And in case you guys don't know, this is what the bottom plate looks like. I need to fill this in with some acrylic paint. Oop, there we go. Yeah, I need to make sure I get that filled in. Man, I feel like with the quality of this camera, I feel like I've missed out with some of the other builds. I feel bad for Swearwolf and a couple others where I just wasn't showing off how good some of their stuff was. And purple mid. See the bump-ons in here. Nice and clean. If anybody wants to trade mids, I'm totally open. If you have like a blue or another color, I'm putting that out there. I'm open to trading mids. And then our top plate, of course. A couple small machining marks, but huge shout out to Dasherby for hooking me up with this. That was awesome. And I hope that he's enjoying the Ocean prototype. Always the trade-off. Alright, so hopefully no issues on stream tonight with desoldering. For those of you that were around for Big Dan's Godspeed build, we had a lot of issues, but I think I got most of those solved. I think we're ready to start desoldering, which is great. Oh yeah. Yeah, Phoenix, I traded for this. I missed out on both R1 and R2 myself, and then I had my Oceanographer prototype, so I traded that to Dasherby. And this is the best tool. Just makes life so much easier. Yeah, I think Embrace will definitely scratch the itch. Ever since I got this, it's the reason I sold my Elephant, because this handles all my gaming needs, and as cool as the elephant was, playing on a bulky 65% was interesting. So this has been great. Gives me a ton of room for my mouse. So I think Embrace will do that for a lot of people. I also got some news about Embrace. I can't share it, but I did get some news about it, so I'm super stoked for that. But yeah, Embrace will be good. And I do find it strange that here I am wanting to do louder switches than the silence in here. Not that these GAT Inc. silence are bad, I just think I want the noise. Oh, no leaks, Phoenix. I can't give any leaks, but... There we go. Alright, these ones... Okay, he flipped them. That's cool. I can't imagine trying to, like, manually desolder all these. That would suck. Like the RA to run before 2023 better, but Embrace sure looks cool. Yeah, I was indifferent either way, but I can tell Evan's really happy with Embrace. So, I mean, that's exciting, and I get, like, why it's moving so fast. When you have a passion for something and everything's kind of rolling along together, why not, right? So, why not embrace it? That was a bad dad joke, sorry. That was a bad dad joke. There we go. See, and just like that, top 2 rows are done. Easy peasy. I think the longest part of the stream tonight is going to be just while I sit and lube 40 switches. Got 8 of them done already. Although I think I only need 47 because I'm going to keep the silent in the spacebar. That's my personal thing. Yeah, embrace the dad energy. That's right. Speaking of, my 2.5-year-old threw up on me tonight, and that was cool. So then we went and gave her a bath and changed her. She's not feeling well. She said, I should have known something. She said in the car on the way home from school, she said, my tummy hurts. And I said, okay. And got home. She didn't really eat a lot. She reached up for me. She was like, Daddy, hold me. Picked her up, and then she barfed all over my shoulder. And I was like, oh, let's go get you cleaned up. So we went and gave her a bath. And then got her in PJs, brought her back downstairs. She was sitting with my wife. I was down here in the basement getting some stuff set up for the stream. And I heard my wife, ah! Ah! And then she called for me. She said, Toby! Came running up. My daughter had vomited twice more all over my wife. And I picked her up, and I brought her into the kitchen, and I said, all right, let's go get you changed upstairs. And I heard a little gurgle, and then she went, bleh, and like a little bit more came up. So my daughter puked up everything that she had in her stomach. She puked all over my wife. She puked all over me. It was just one of those nights. Felt bad, but she's all right. She's asleep now. She's in her bed. Empty stomach. I think unfortunately lunch did not sit well in her stomach. She told me, she's like, oh, Daddy had noodles. I was like, oh, you had noodles? She said, yeah, pasta. And I said, okay. And that's definitely what came up in the barf. I saw it. I think it's funny for those of you that don't have kids, like back in the day. Are you really? Oh, this one's gonna fight me. Back in the day, I would have been like super grossed out But now, I just roll with it. I think anyone else who has kids knows that. You just kind of roll with the punches. Oh yeah, Phoenix, it gets worse. It gets totally worse. Test reflexes, yes. But that's, I mean, obviously, I would assume at 2 months you are, when feeding, you have a rag on the shoulder or something like that, right? Like, it's not just free-forming it. I remember those days. And hopefully this desolder gun is not too loud on stream. Sorry if it is. Yeah, see, you're ready for it now. You know what's up. I just think it's funny with kids, you get like no warning. Even with my daughter, like, she just kind of whimpered a little and then bleh. But I could hear it coming. Like, as a dad, you hold your kid close, you hear those gurgles coming up. I'm like, oh god. And sure enough. Yeah, exactly, Gnarly. What are you willing to paint the house in, mow the lawn, those type of shirts when you hold your kid? That's all it is. But hopefully, like us, most people had time to sit and enjoy those times, even though it was, you know, could be rough and when you weren't expecting it. Oh, that one's gonna cause me issues too. Okay, there's 2 of them. Only 2 that are gonna need some additional solder. No new rugs and don't paint the house. Yep, exactly. Gotta give it time. Things are gonna spell, and even after a year, like, my daughter just makes a mess. Like, we work with her on that. We're like, hey, you gotta clean, you gotta do this, but she still is messy as hell sometimes. This is going nice and smooth. I'm gonna have to remember which switch positions some of these are in. How's everybody else doing? I'm talking in this early part of the stream a lot about me. How's everybody else? Everybody surviving lately? That's what it feels like. It's just surviving. Just doing what you gotta do. Alright, so I gotta redo this one, and this one will need a little bit of solder to remelt. 2 seconds. Extra go. Dog's like crawling under my feet while I have a 600 degrees Celsius iron in my hand. All right, let's get these 2 last joints done. Go, nice and clean. Oh, where'd I put that other one? Oh, there it is. Nice. Quick lesson for those of you that end up wanting a desolder gun. You should always, even though you think you're done, you should leave it on just in case. You never know if something's still stuck or you need to yank it out, so. Prepping for her college years. Me and the girlfriend get a hold of a bus to live in February. That's pretty cool. I assume then if you're prepping for college years, you're decently young, right, Ash? I miss the college days for sure. But that's cool that it's a long project that's kind of coming to fruition. That's always fun, and that's cool to hear. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Well, you know what? I'm not going to have to remove the plate. So I think that's okay. We're going to keep the LEDs are kind of stuck in here. We're going to keep those in there. That's fine. No other plate materials for van yet. This is the one that came with it. This is the first time I'm pulling it apart, actually. So, you know, being on silent switches, it's hard to tell what it'll sound like, which I think is part of the reason that I want to go and put in these KTTs, just to kind of have some sound profile. But I believe this is an acrylic plate. It looks acrylic. Could actually use a little filing right there, but I wanted something, you know, it's good that it's not like brass. Like, I have enough keyboards with brass. This is brass. Ocean's brass. A couple others that I have that are brass plates. It's just, brass is nice. It just gets, there's no, like, difference in sound profile. It's either pingy or it's a deep thock. There's no in-between ever, at least with linears. Like, if you go with, like, a light tactile, you can get a little bit better sound profile, in my opinion. But yeah, I would agree there's a lot of brass. I don't mind the weights being brass because it's a heavy material, it's a heavy metal. It makes sense for like a weight. But from like a plate material, I'm at the point now where I'm looking for something not even necessarily flexible, just different. I love like the carbon fiber plate in my SP Mini. So, you know, to me it's about finding different materials to build with at this point. The copper one in the paintbrush is pretty cool. I do like that one. Although with regular switches it's very, very pingy. I can hear it. Those whatever those Texie or whatever those I have in there are very, they're not my favorite. Let's just put it that way. They're not my favorite. Alright, let's pick a new bag for the switches. These are alpacas, right? Yeah, these are regular alpacas. I'll put these in here. I'm going to keep one because it's going to go in the space bar. Turn this off. There we go. A little more quiet in here. Creams on brass is still great, but honestly, I wouldn't really go for that unless it was a big board. Yep. I would agree with that. Yeah, at the meetups I've been to, there's been some differences between boards, but like all the high-end stuff was just MX blacks on brass, like, right, vintage blacks, or there was very little in terms of differentiation across them. Oops, just throw that on the pearl. So yeah, I understand that. And there's nothing wrong with cherry blacks. Like, they're good. Vintage blacks are good, especially if you have decent broken ones. But it's just like, it seems like every single board is vintage black, and that's it. Like, that's all you get. So, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'd like to do the meetup. It seems like a lot of people are still very nervous with COVID, so I haven't been pushing my meetup agenda. But it's definitely something that I want to do and want to explore as an option here in the near future, and a big one too. Alright, I need a place to keep the springs and the tops, and I don't have a bowl because I'm woefully underprepared, so whatever. We're gonna try and knock these out relatively quickly tonight. I don't want to be here all night. Unless you guys do. I have two of the same old board. One has amazing blacks, the other ones suck. It didn't get much use. Yeah, my first experience with Vint blacks was in a Let's Split A, and my fault for putting them in acrylic. They don't, at least they didn't sound amazing in my opinion in that build, so I got rid of them. I don't remember what I ended up. Oh, I ended up putting boxed royals in that build, and that was like that first batch. And I remember they got clicky after like a month, not even. They got very clicky very quickly. So they turned into tactile clickies, which was not what I wanted. I sold that board. Hey, yeah, they'll come back around. Like I said, I went to the South Carolina group, Carolina Mex or whatever. They had one recently. It was low key though. It was like 13 people. I was like number 13. They'll come around, and yeah, it's good to get out to a meetup. Like I said, a lot of people I know have never been to one. It's why like a lot of people, I hate to say it, are okay with buying like clone keycaps because they don't know what the real thing looks like. You know. So, I think it's good to see things in person, form your own opinion after typing on a bunch of different boards. It's easy to say like, oh, I don't like this, but you've never typed on it, right? Or something along those lines, so... Come on. Anyone know if Keyhive network operations guy is still around? Cody? I remember he's the one that printed this for me a long time ago, and I don't use it that often, but I figured tonight I'd use it, and I haven't talked to him in a long time. Didn't know if he was still around. I know he's working on a couple boards, but I guess maybe he doesn't post in the 40 server as much anymore. Really not looking forward to lubing these. But I'm gonna do a light lube on them, nothing crazy. Not gonna spend all night on these. Hey, what's up, Darth? Yeah, good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. Welcome. Hope everybody is enjoying the much better quality. Huge shout out to Sony, the girl that bought my elephant. Figuring out instructions on Reddit, Twitch, streams, Streamlabs to get quality where it should be. But super excited. Next up is lighting. Lighting is definitely next. I need to get a softbox or two. Come on. For the top up here. Because obviously I'm not getting great light like right over here. I'm getting some good light here. But yeah, colors need to be better. Needs to be brighter. But that's as I get a little bit more cash saved up. If I can get a little bit more of a more regular schedule, I think that'll help. The problem is, like, I'm very sporadic right now. Like, could be a couple streams in 2 weeks. Could be one every month. Just, it's all over the place, so. And thank you, Darth. Yeah, again, huge shout out to my in-laws for Christmas. Seriously, like, the best gift I got was my wife's aunt. Her and I were talking, and we hadn't talked in a long time, and this is like right after Thanksgiving, and she asked like how I was doing, and I mentioned that I was doing the streaming, and showed her my YouTube link, and I was like, yeah, you know, like a beanie has become my thing. At least I just wear a beanie, mostly because I'm balding in the back at 35 years old. But I was like, yeah, I wear this beanie, you know, and it's kind of my thing. And she was like, oh, that's so cool. And I showed her my YouTube link. And then Christmas morning, we went over, I say Christmas morning, Christmas afternoon. We always do Christmas at my wife's aunt's house. And she's well off. She's got a lot of room to do it. She's a big house, and like the whole family shows up. And I got this as a gift. My wife's aunt was like, "Here you go," and I opened it up, and I was like, "This is so cool." And I told her I thought that was like the most thoughtful gift, that she did that unprovoked. She heard me tell her that this was my thing, and then went and got one custom made for me. So I've been wearing this like nonstop, even outside, like normally. Like I went to the gas station to get some drinks and stuff, like wearing this in there, and someone's like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's my Twitch name." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." I'm like, yeah. So self-promoting, but honestly, like the best gift I got, I think, for Christmas. And I got some cool stuff, but that was definitely like the best. So huge shout out to my in-laws, and if she, my wife's aunt, catches this, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Speaking of, I need to start uploading to YouTube more. I have been slacking. There's like 3 or 4 videos I haven't uploaded, including Swearwolf's build, a couple others too. So I have been slacking. Yeah, Darth, they are the best. There's no question. Like those gifts are the best, because they're meaningful. Someone thought about you. Like that's just the best. So I got this fun little story. I got this new job, and it's been a great first 4 days. Like no complaints. It's been amazing. And I've never worked for like a big tech company before. My job I just quit, small company, like 68 employees, great people, but different atmosphere where I came from. At my previous company before that, where it was like 800 employees, but we weren't like a big tech company. We sold manufacturing software, so kind of different mindset, right? I started this role at PagerDuty, and it's a big tech company, and it was fun because when they sent my laptop, they were like, "Hey, we're going to send you your laptop since you're fully remote. Don't open it until your first day. We're going to send you a bunch of instructions on how to set it up." And I'm like, "Cool. It's going to be like a HP or like, you know, Dell. Like, what am I getting? Hopefully it's something I'm used to." And they sent me a MacBook Pro, so that was cool. And turns out everybody at the company works off of a Mac, which is different. So I've had to learn some like new gestures, new commands, things like that. I did notice that obviously if you don't set your keyboard for the GUI to be command, the Windows key or the GUI key doesn't work anymore. I've already figured that out. But so far it's been amazing. And on the first day of onboarding, they were telling us through like our meetings, they're like, "Hey, since we're all remote, you get a work from home allowance." And I'm just going to say it was a very hefty allowance. Hefty. And obviously us being in the hobby, I already had a keyboard and a mouse, obviously multiple keyboards, whichever one I wanted to do. And they were like, you know, you can use this allowance for whatever, whether it's a desk, a chair, monitors, you know, hardware. You want a lamp, like buy whatever makes you comfortable to work from home. You know, we want you to be successful. And I'm like, cool, that's awesome. And I went and got a nice docking station off Amazon. I got a laptop stand, and then I went to Micro Center because I live 20-ish minutes from one. Actually, I live 20-ish minutes from two. Humble brag. There's 2 Micro Centers next to me. And I went and got 2 monitors because I was like, cool, I want my dual monitor setup that I had at my last company and the company before that. And I buy these nice Acer monitors, and I get them home. I plug them into the docking station yesterday, and the M1 Max, the M1 chips do not support dual monitors, which kind of sucks. I was like, man. And to be honest, like, I'd had 227s before, but because of the way the laptop's set up, like, it was taking a lot of real estate up on my desk. So I was kind of frustrated. I'm like, man, what do I want to do? And fortunately, the M1 chips got a firmware update earlier in June of last year. I say last year, 2021, where they can handle ultra wides. So I went back to Micro Center. I returned the 2 Acer monitors. Huge shout out to Micro Center for their return policy. It's awesome. And I ended up getting a overkill monitor, but an MSI 34-inch ultra wide. Does 100 hertz actually on Mac, which is impressive considering Mac's I think is like native 60 or whatever. So I get 100 hertz in 2K 1440, and it does the equivalent of two monitors in one. It's awesome. But huge shout out to my new company for having that work from home allowance. It's awesome. It makes me definitely want to work hard for them and do better, which is really cool. So that's my story. Got this big ass monitor now that I sit in front of, and it's curved, and I'm just like in it. Right, Phoenix? Like I never had one before, and I was like, man, I hope this works. But literally being able to like bring programs over and split them between the two sides, like you're having two monitors, is so nice. And obviously I can use the MacBook as the third monitor if I want, but really I just kind of keep my calendar over there so I know what I'm doing. But yeah, it's insane, and I'm really thankful. That was awesome. But a lot of people too, like, what's really cool about this company is there's a lot of Slack channels. I've never used Slack before, so this one's like new to me, because we always use like Microsoft Teams or I forget the other one we used. Oh, Vonage. We used Vonage at my last company, which is not great. I did not like Vonage. 40, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 48. Okay. And so, like, yeah, to go with Slack was cool and learn that. And on the first day, they were like, you should search out some channels, right? Like, here's some important ones you need to be part of as you're new to the company. But they're like, also, go try and find something that interests you. You may find something that you really like. And naturally, the first thing I searched for was hashtag keyboards. And a channel came up, hashtag fancy keyboards. And I was like, all right, let me check this out. I hope these are like my people. And the first photo I saw, like the most recent photo, was some guy's Lily 58 with 2 OLEDs, 2 rotary encoders, and empty 3 caps. And I was like, yeah, this is the right place. And so I joined that community and in that channel, I should say, and immediately like posted the garbage truck, and people were like, whoa, that's so cool, that's different, and I just thought that was funny that, like, in a big tech company, sure enough, I found those that like keyboards. I'm hopeful that maybe someone comes to the Discord server from that. We'll see. Hopefully convert some people. I had one guy reach out to me in a private message and welcome me and show me his board. He had like a TKL, a lower end one. I think it was like a drop alt or something, or whatever they are, whichever one it is, the low profile one. And I thought that was cool. Definitely feel very welcome to this company, that's for sure. So I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, it's been my life lately, is new job, hopefully turns into a really nice career at that company, getting new camera stuff, which I figured it was time for the upgrade. I'm glad I did that. This thing is super nice, and now also, when I'm not streaming, I can use it for my kid, videos, all sorts of good stuff, so no complaints there. Yeah, no, I don't lube springs, Ash. I used to dip them in knife oil, and then what I would find is that the oil really never comes off properly, and so you end up with like this weird, I don't want to call it like a crunchy sound, it almost sounds like bubbles, and I don't like it, so I stopped lubing springs a long time ago. These Kangbais don't need a ton of lube either, which is great. I think there's already a little bit of lube from the factory, but it's not a lot. It's very minimal. But this extra lube right here just kind of helps with the sound profile. Makes them a little deeper, a little quieter. Obviously when you lube switches when you have unlubed switches, they can be a little loud and a little high pitched. This just helps kind of bring them down like one little notch, which is great. But yeah, I stopped lubing the springs. But that's preference, right? Like, to me, it doesn't make a big difference, and these Kangbais sound good anyway, so I'm not, like, their springs aren't bad in them. But I think it also depends, like, what springs and what switches. I know there are switches out there with springs that are horrendous, that you need to swap out, right? So, although I wouldn't mind doing like a spring swap, like in here in my Pearl, those are 63.5 gram TX springs, and those are like some of my favorite weight, honestly. So I wouldn't mind like finding more of those or buying more of those if I can. It's not too heavy, not too light. And for those that don't know, those are some serious Franken switches in the Pearl. I know I've said this like a couple of times, but Telio V1 bottoms, 63.5 gram springs, cherry vintage black stems, OG Inver Panda tops. It's one hell of a linear, and it's a good one too. The original, I think, was called MX Swires for Chris Swires, who is really not in the hobby anymore. He used to be. I think he still checks in every now and then, but it was his board, or at least his switches at one point. So yeah, for $4 switch, yeah, probably. I mean, hell, probably still worth that much today. I know, like, these were built when like OG Inver Pandas were literally $5 or $6 a switch. I don't know if you guys remember that or were around then. I remember, you know, a pack of like 60 switches going for $350 on Mech Market. Like, it was insane, and people were buying them. Like, people hated, just like with GM Keycaps, they hated the flip market. They're like, wow, you're awful, how dare you, you know, post for this much money. And people were paying it. Like, I don't blame anybody who sold when that was the hype. Like, you never thought they were coming back. They never thought that they would be as, you know, a reproduction. But yeah, people were paying stupid money for Holy Pandas back in the day, the OG ones. And then obviously, like, Novel Keys came out with the Trash Pandas, which in my opinion were just as good. Or whatever you want to, like, whichever their first. I think it wasn't Trash Panda wasn't the first. There was like another one. Oh no, sorry, they weren't coming out with the Pandas. They came out with those yoke switches, and then you took the Halo stems and put them in the yoke switches. That's what it was. And even then, people were still paying a lot of money for that. I remember that very, very vividly. I remember actually buying a bunch. I don't know why, like, this memory sits in my head, but we were sitting at like my favorite Chinese restaurant, and I was on Reddit Mobile working out like a deal to buy like 100 of them. I think those ones went into my Tanuki build. They were, I bought and built my own Trash Pandas to go into my Trash Panda board. That's what that was. So that was an interesting time. That was obviously before kids, so I had more disposable income then. A little less now, unfortunately. But that's how life goes, right? Something like that. All right. And apologies if you guys are picking up the sniffles that you hear from me. Like I said, I was a little sick earlier this week, so still getting over that. Don't mean to be doing that directly into the mic. Apologies. You know, Ash, I never got around to trying the Kiwis. Aren't they basically recolored T1s? Like, isn't there like T1 stems or something like that? At least that's what I thought they were. and I know there was like a bad issue with a bunch of it. Like, I hate to like bag on TKC, but just have never had like anything go smoothly. Ever. Like, not only is it the minivan stuff with them that didn't go smoothly, but like switches, they've had tons of issues with the C3 equal switches, key sets, obviously, like color matching and stuff. I know people have been very upset with them. So I'm not trying to pile on them. I just remember those switches had issues, and I remember being excited when I found out they were coming out. Like the dragon fruits I was excited for, those turned out to not be so great. At least from general consensus, seems to be not so great. Okay, how about now? Is that better? Better. Test. Okay, sorry. I have no idea what's happening with my stream tonight. No idea. The ghost of Hedgie Past is in my stream messing with me. I literally didn't touch anything. That's insane. Oh, man. It was like, oh hey, I've had both microphones on the entire time, and I don't know why all of a sudden it decided like, oh hey, we're gonna have an echo for you now, but whatever. One of the things I got to do that I was really happy with after I put in my 2 weeks notice at my old company, there wasn't a lot for me to do in those final 2 weeks. I was just kind of making sure everything was in order. One of the things I did was I went to a 10:30 showing of Spider-Man No Way Home, and I thought how crazy that was to like go on a weekday and just literally like go to a movie at 10:30 in the morning and be out by lunch and like, oh yeah, no emails, nothing going on. That was definitely like an experience. I went by myself. My wife had work, like she was busy, so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go to a movie. She's like, okay, go have fun. And I forgot, like if you go to the early movies, the prices are like insanely cheap. So I paid like, I think it was like $9 for the movie. It was awesome. I haven't been to a theater since, COVID happened, so that was kind of fun. Yes, I kept my mask on the entire time. It wasn't that bad. It's only 2.5 hours with the mask on. And with our AMCs near us, I don't know if this is for everybody, so you do the reserved seating, and the previews are, it says like the movie time starts at 10:30. It's when the previews start. So I like walked in the theater like at 10:28, sat down, and previews started like immediately. It was great. And then there was half an hour of previews. Like, it was an insanely long set of previews. Because I remember looking, like, wow, it's 11 o'clock already. So, hey, come here. So I think there's thunder coming, because this one is freaking out a little bit. You say hi? You say hi? Yeah? You good? You gonna lube some switches for me? Yeah? You gonna lube? Okay. Ugh. She gets freaked out when there's rain coming. So, yes, I highly enjoyed that movie very much. And yes, Crucified previews have gotten a little insane. Yeah, I was gonna say, not to mention they show pretty much like your entire plot, which sucks. I think what's that one that's coming out, the murder mystery, like Death on the Nile or whatever? I pretty much got the entire plot from the preview. It was like a 3.5 minute preview, and I literally like figured out the entire, like, obviously I don't know who did it, but like I missed the old trailers where it wasn't the entire plot. I missed those where there was some mystery and you're like, oh, I want to go see this. Those just don't exist anymore. Like, even if you look at, like, the first Matrix preview, you didn't know what to expect. You just went in there like, whoa, this is something interesting and cool. And, like, now I, like, watched that new preview and it gave away, like, way too much. I still haven't seen that movie yet. I'd like to, but I heard it's okay. I heard it's more like a nostalgia trip more than anything. If anybody's seen it and you think I should go see it, or at least I have HBO Max here, so if you think I should just watch it at home, say something. Very meta. Okay, yeah, that was my thought. Have I mentioned that this is my least favorite part of building? But hopefully it should be done soon. We can get back to actually putting the board back together. Maybe I'll show off the aluminum, this shift again before this builds up, before I end the stream, since we got the higher quality camera now and the higher quality output. Can look a little better on stream, maybe. Give you guys a teaser. Hopefully Jake's okay with that. And again, big shout out to Jake at P3D for letting me do that. It was super huge and awesome. There we go. Getting there. Only 14 more bottom housings. God. At least I'm rolling through them. Like I said, light lube on these. These don't need a lot. The ones in the garbage truck were lightly lubed. The ones in my MB44 were a little more heavily lubed, but I didn't notice a huge difference, so that's why I started doing a little lighter. I don't think it makes a big deal. I think as long as you just have a nice little thin layer on these, they do well. I really like the bottoms in these. I think these are, I want to say they're palm on the bottoms, but they're nice. Like the bottom out sounds really good. It's not overly aggressive, and that's all things considered. Like, stuck. There we go. All things considered, these are oops, sorry. There we go. These are long pole. There we go. You see the little extra tip there. They're long pole, so they have a bottom out. Like, you can hear it. It's not quiet by any means. So hopefully that came through clearly on stream. Yeah, Darth. Ironically, I was talking to Evan about the Pearl right before the stream, and obviously, like, having Coob on stream earlier in 2021, I'm very excited for him. I'm in for it. I know it's going to be a little more expensive because he's having it manued here in the US. A little disappointed. Like, maybe I'm just like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I like the idea of this weird stagger, and I know that, like, even though the new case will support the original, he's going to standard 13U stagger, and that makes me a little sad. But the weight looks amazing. It looks like he's going to have some really nice case color options. The fact that you can choose QMK or I think he said ZMK for the Bluetooth, that's exciting. Like, hey, a Bluetooth 40 that's like a premium, that's super exciting to me. So I'm gonna buy in. I'm definitely in on it. I'm probably gonna go with the Bluetooth option if I'm serious. If, like, I'm honest, I may get one of each, and just an extra plate and do 2 builds. It depends on, like, how I feel. But obviously, if I stay with my company as it is, and I have to keep using the Mac, I may swap to a Bluetooth board. Not that I don't mind, you know. Is that the one I did? Did I do the top one? I hope so. Not that I meant having a cable, but the idea of, like, having a wireless premium 40 for work is awesome. So And obviously with like key sets, the standard stagger is going to fit a lot better. But yeah, I think this will be a good step for a lot of people to get more interest. I'm with you, Gnarly, on, you know, getting involved with ZMK. I think it'll reignite the nice premium 40s people, because anybody that knows Cube knows how nice his boards are, like Pandora, Atlas, Zeus Pad. He's gonna do the Pearl, so I'm hoping like those people bleed into the Pearl and like be more interested in 40s. That's always a hope. And then don't forget, he's also got the Percival, the Ergo tinted board he's gonna work on later, like late 2022. So that'll be cool. He's got a lot of awesome projects. I know like Pandora is just now shipping to everybody, so I know it's going to take a long time, no matter what. Like even with the Pearl, I know that the wait's going to be a really, really long time. Yeah, Pearl, Atlas, Zeus are all from Cube, so yes. And Ash, if you go into Cube's server, I don't know if you're in there or not. He's got some pictures. I know he's posted it previously. He's posted the Percival. His prototype is a like red PC. It's pretty sick. And it's very exciting. It's basically a 13U layout tinted Alice Ergo. It looks really cool. Speaking of tinted Alice, on Instagram I saw the EM8, which looked insane. Looks expensive. It looks kind of nuts. Not for me, but something I saw I thought was pretty crazy. There's been some good Alice style 40s for sure. Not to mention the Locust. Even though I don't do 12U, the Locust was really nice. Especially that gasket mount from Jake. That just sounded and typed so well. Alright, let's a couple more springs. Almost done with these housings, then we can do the stems and then be done. Oh yeah, that's right, Gnarly. How are you liking that? I mean, you say it's nice. I thought the typing experience was pretty great. What do you think? And are you still using the bean top? Because I haven't seen any photos. I haven't been on Discord. Full disclosure, I have not been on Discord a lot this week, obviously, and even last week because I was getting prepped for my job. So I don't have time to hang out on it during the day. But hopefully you're really digging that. Oh, you're using it right now. Nice. Oops, come on. Alright, 3 more housings. We are rolling just fine here. This will be good, because this will give some of the West Coast people time to come hang out on stream, especially as I'm ready to like resolder and rebuild. I thought about putting clickies in the top row of the band. It crossed my mind. I will say that. It crossed my mind. Uh-oh. Springs got together. Come on. There we go. Let me click that link. What do we got here? That's awesome. You put it on a plate. That's amazing. Oh yeah, that's right. I put strawberries in there. So that's a great picture. I really like that, man. Way to stick with the theme. And I thought that was so funny when Jake sent that to me. I was like, really? Beans? I thought he was sending me something cooler. Not that beans aren't cool, but I was like, okay, we're gonna give away a bean board. And we did. Alright, one more spring. Come here. Why you hide from me? Alright, so question for you guys, since a lot of you are my normals in here. What do you think I could do? I always talk about growing this channel organically. What, if anything, do you think I could do to help grow it further while still remaining true to that organic growth proposition, that idea that like, hey, I want to keep this not where I'm like asking people to sub to win something. Like, I am very appreciative that a bunch of people subbed for the Locust, for example, but sorry, dog. I'm genuinely curious what you guys think would be like a good idea to help improve that engagement, because I'm trying to think of better ways. Obviously, keep building protos, keep doing fun interviews, which I haven't done in a while, but I definitely want to hear what your guys' thoughts are, if you have any. Because I like my little group here. I like you guys. I'm not trying to push you out, but like, obviously I want this channel to, I have a lot of people who I want to like come see and hang out and learn 40s and be part of the group in the community. And yeah, that's been one of the things I've thought about, is doing a schedule, or at least having a little more regular stream, like once a week, right? So that people know when I'm on. I still think, for me personally, 8:30 p.m. Eastern works well for me. I recognize, obviously, it's still 5:30 on the West Coast. People are eating dinner, doing their things, but yeah, I was gonna say, just probably, it sounds like being on a schedule a little more regular, less irregular will be good. No, I don't want to beg for raids, although I have raided other people who I don't know, just because, like, why not? Screw it. Yeah, that's what I'm finding. Being East Coast is a little harder, but that's why I have VODs, right? MKU's Facebook page. Interesting. Oh. I think I'm banned from that channel, Darth. I believe I am. Is that the guy with the, like, overly aggressive admin that believes, like, you can't have any rational discussions because you're apparently, like, crapping on someone? Is that the channel? I'm pretty sure I'm banned from it. And I got banned for, like, the dumbest stuff in the world, too. Yeah. So, like, one of the things I did gnarly was, is I put, my Twitch name in my Reddit, like, flare, so people see that. And then, like, today's the first time I saw someone else with their Twitch stream, in their flare as well. So I was like, okay, obviously that's something that at least people can see and they can come check it out. But yeah, and yeah, Darth, I'm pretty sure it was the one where you found me. That guy bans people for, like, the stupidest things in the world. And everybody's, like, overly sensitive in that. I remember everybody was, like, way overly sensitive in that channel on Facebook. Like, you know, buying clones was looked highly upon versus, like, actually spending the money for real stuff. Like, that's why I think that's what I got banned for, is we were arguing about clones. And then I said something that upset someone, and then he called me names, and I called him a name, and then we both got banned. The admin said, 2 wrongs don't make a right, you're banned too. I was like, okay, bye. It's not a big loss, though. It's how I met Devin, aka Artisan Labs. Big shout out to him. He and I got connected through there. Oops. Come on. Trying not to get my fingers all over the loop switch. Oh, damn you. There we go. I really like the interviews you've done so far, and say keep that up. You have your interviewees to promote you as well. Yes, this is true. And like I said, I've been slacking on those, so hopefully those pick up again soon. I'm trying to convince, maybe you guys can help me, I'm trying to convince Evan to do it. I'll do a late night stream so that he can stay up and do it on his time. I know he's 2 hours behind me over in Arizona. But I would love to get Evan on for an in-depth interview. Yeah, I wish Chaos or whoever's the mod could give us some, like me and Didi, if he could give us powers to at least tag at streamers. I can't do that right now. So like in that Discord channel, all I can do is just post that I'm going live. But yeah. An interview with a vendor or key set designer. Okay. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. I definitely like, I hate to say it, like an end goal would be to get like Mike from Novel Keys on here. And yes, Adrian, it does have a streamer's role. Yeah, gnarly. So working on, I'm probably gonna have Chad, aka Bad Chad from Big Bad Wolf, Rubber Hose. I'm gonna have him on at some point here soon. He and I were on, we stayed up late like 2 weeks ago just chatting on Discord video. I want him on. I want to talk with him through it. See if I can get some other makers on. I think that'd be great. Chase, aka Lux from Lux Cables. I'm gonna get him on here. He said he's kind of a degenerate, so I said his stream with me would be a lot of fun. I think we would have a blast. So I want him on here. But yeah, I appreciate these ideas. Yeah, like I said, I wanted to grow organically. I'm not going to beg for subscribers or followers, but thinking of like ways to keep you guys engaged. And honestly, like I want to do something for those that subscribe that's more than just like standard, which I don't even have like custom emotes. Apologies, I just haven't gotten around to that yet. But I definitely want to give you guys something more for subscribing. I think that's a nice commitment that you guys make to me, and obviously there should be some reward in some regard for that. I'm just not sure what that answer is yet, so I've been thinking about that. This is true, Charlie. Yeah, this is true. You know, the good news is like I think I'm affiliate or whatever it is, not partner. I think partner is a long shot for me right now. And I actually had this discussion with Chad about that, because he said, "Oh, I didn't know you stream," and I said, "Yeah." And like, you know, we talk about like Teja's the big streamer, right? And he gets, I don't know how many viewers per stream, but he does normie stuff, and I recognize like I'm a niche within a niche, so I don't know if my stream will ever be that big. But I would love the idea to like try and get there or get close, you know, and have a decent following. I'm always going to keep like my OG people, you know, close, but like I watch a lot of these streamers who they don't like acknowledge when people follow or like, or, you know, subscribe, and like that's kind of frustrating to me. Like if I'm dedicating my time to subscribe to you, no matter how big you are, like a thank you is good, you know, acknowledgement. Like even Tiny makes things. I went and subscribed to her birthday stream last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever that was, and she took a moment. Granted, she was doing a rap for everybody, but she did the rap for me, and I thought that was awesome. Like I didn't know she was doing that until she did it, and like I think that gets lost on some of the bigger streamers. So I want to, like, that's why I said if I grow organically, I want it to be like genuine and legit, and not, you know, fake and like, oh yeah, thank you for your, you like like Tim the Tap Man. He annoys me a little, but I watch him just for like the Warzone content, or I was before my new job. I was watching him, and like the only comments he's reading are the people that donate to him. And I thought about like how awful that is, that like if you want your voice heard from a content creator, you have to donate. Like how stupid is that? You know, he'd be like, Tim, I think the Cowboys, you know, are gonna lose this weekend, you know, go Chiefs. And they'd be like, well, you're wrong, but thank you for the $25, you know, so and so. And I'm like, hey, you paid $25 to say that? Oh, thank you, Chanks. Hello, thank you. Appreciate the follow. That's very nice of you. Welcome. Just stick with it, because if you don't do that, then nothing else matters. Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think the first and foremost thing is getting a schedule, and really just sticking with that. I think that's huge. And yes, Ash, you're right. Like even on the big channels, it goes by super fast. I'm not saying that like content creators should read every single thing, because that's next to impossible, but it just sucks like seeing that the only way you're going to get anything read is through like some stupid ass donation. And like, I get it, you support people you like, but these kids spend like $1,000 on a donation, or they're like, wow, you play Warzone so great, here's $1,000. It's like, oof, it's a lot of money, first of all. And number two, like, you make your donation, your name gets put on the bottom as like the top donation for the day, and then what? And I'm not trying to judge, like, if that's what you want to spend your money on and that's what makes you happy, do it. But I don't know, I never want to get to that point where it's like, the only way I'll acknowledge you is if you give me money. That's so dumb. I'm sorry, it's just stupid. And that's just my opinion, but that's just how I feel. But yes, regular schedule, more interviews, hopefully some more content. Hopefully get my name out there more from our 40s community. Mutant, thank you so much for the resub. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hey, I think you're my first streak. You're my first, so you're on you are another 2 months. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and welcome. I hope you're enjoying the new setup with the new camera, the new quality. But yeah, like I said, I just don't want to get to the point where people are paying me to talk about them. That's just dumb. And I don't do this for money. I do it for fun because I enjoy building. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. I enjoy having a platform to speak my mind, even if I'm wrong. I really enjoy it. So, and I get to meet cool people like Mutant. Mutant's Peru, Portugal, one of the P's. Apologies, I know it's a P, but like, overseas hanging out with me while I stream, like, how cool is that? Talk about me, gnarly. Thank you, man. Seriously, I'm gonna have to come up with something for you guys that subscribe. I'm not joking about, like, I need to come up with a reasonable thing for you to do that. And thank you so much. Thank you for the sub. I do appreciate that. Like I said, I do this because I like to be genuine on camera and like to speak my mind, and I'm very appreciative of those of you that hang out, like listening to me. I know my voice is not, like, I'm critical of myself. I know my voice is a little higher pitched, but it is what it is. And the fact that you guys are willing to have me on, whether it's in the background or actively watching, thank you. I genuinely do appreciate that. Seriously. And that's right, Peruvian. And the only reason I remember that is because I sent you the artisan, so... But thank you, man. Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you, gnarly. Whatever you guys want to talk about. Maybe I should do, like, those that sub can hang out and voice with me while I stream, or something like that. Like, there should be, like, some type of cool reward. Like, if I get, like, I don't know. If there's 10 people sub to me, then I can bring them into my channel in Discord and voice. It's a secret channel. And you can hang out and talk on voice while I do this, or something. I don't know, something cool like that. Which I would like more of, like, a hangout aspect, I think, as I continue to grow. That's okay. I don't mind that your English is scuffed. That'd be kind of fun, I think. It'd be a unique adventure. So that's okay. Don't worry. I don't judge. I work with a lot of different people, a lot of different nationalities. It's not a big deal. Sub-only group buys? That'd be interesting. For the Locust build, I was gonna do subs only for the giveaway, and then I thought that was kind of messed up. That not give, like, a regular follower a chance. Like, you had to at least be a follower. So then I saw that the option to add, like, additional tickets for, you know, for subscribers. Like, okay, if you're not a subscriber, you get 1 ticket. If you are a subscriber, you get 11 tickets. Like, just increase the odds that you are going to win it. Which is why Gnarly won the board, so. Ocean Sub Edition. Yeah, so what'd you guys think about the colors? I'm so pleased with what I saw from the production samples. So pleased. That rose gold came out way better than I thought it would. The green looks amazing. Purple I knew looks good because we did the purple proto. The blue looks fantastic. Black is black, but you can't go wrong with that. Like, I feel like the colors were exactly as I intended them, and I hope that those of you that are in that group buy, when you get yours, feel the same way. So, oh no, I realize how clever that is. Thank you, Mutant. Yes, the purple is amazing. I purposely picked the Violet C Pantone. That's the one we went with. So, yeah, as far as extras, so what's going to happen is when they do get shipped, they're going to be shipped to here, which, quick side note, I'm thinking about doing a stream the night that they arrive with Taylor. I think that'd be a lot of fun to have Taylor here on stream, and we can talk about it and talk about the process and kick each other. But as far as extras go, so my plan is to get in all the boards. We're going to do our quality inventory, make sure that, you know, everything that's as close to A stock as possible. Anything that's B stock we'll address. After we send out the orders for the US and after everybody has theirs in hand, we'll address what we have and assess what extras are available, whether it's A stock, B stock, whatever. We'll price those accordingly, and I will most likely, depending on demand. So if demand is low for extras, I'm thinking first come, first serve. I'm thinking if the demand is really high, then the only option is to do a raffle. I think that's the only fair way. Unless you guys have another suggestion that is truly fair for everybody, I think that if the demand is high enough, that a raffle is truly the only fair way to do that, so that everybody gets a shot. Because I don't like the idea of first come, first serve if you're not able to make it to a computer, you know, something like that. I think that's not fair. Make sure it's a raffle, but a rigged one. Yeah, so I will say money, I hope demand is high. Obviously, it's my board. I hope that people really like it, but I think there were some missteps in the original group buy too. Like, I think because we had to delay and do a round 2 of prototypes because we switched manufacturers, I think some of the hype died down, and I think people forgot about the board or something along those lines. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that once they get into people's hands, they build them, they can talk them up. I'd like to see what's built with FR4 plates versus brass plates versus, you know, do people go get their own plate made, whether it's like carbon fiber or acrylic or palm or whatever. Like, I'm super excited to see everyone's builds. I think for my PC one, which you can't see, but it's up there, I think that one I'm gonna get a custom carbon fiber plate made for that. I've been really kind of fascinated with the firmness, but the sound profile of carbon fiber, so I'm probably gonna get that done. But yeah, yeah, Ash, as far as like what we thought was gonna happen versus what actually happened was a little bit less. Like, I don't want to sound like an a-hole. Like, I'm very appreciative for how many people bought into the group buy. Like, we basically sold 250 units across Turnus and Prototypus. Like, that's amazing. Like, I'm not trying to be like snotty or snooty, like, oh my god, I'm super amazing. But I will say, based on like the Google forms for the first, like, before I had to do the second round of prototypes, there were like 600 responses on one of them. And I was like, wow, this thing's going to be super hyped up. I thought we would hit that 300 limit, you know, very quickly. And it turns out we didn't, and that's okay. And they gave plenty of time for people to buy. We went the entire length of the buy, you know, so that was fine. And again, the reason I did the limit is because we're going to do everything down here in my basement. And, you know, that's... otherwise, I would have done, like, unlimited and held it open for a long time, but there's only so much space. So, I don't know. Overall, I'm pleased. Like, I don't want to sound like a jerk. I'm very happy with the amount of people that have purchased. Trust me, we had to buy extra, you know, just to cover in case there is B stock and stuff. We want to make sure everybody gets a high quality board. Some news coming about the PCBs soon. The only thing I'll hint at is we're going to make a change that won't really affect too much, I don't think, for the PCBs, but just a heads up that's coming down the pike. Taylor's already got the new PCB in hand. I'm just going to say that the costs were very prohibitive to what we wanted to do. It wasn't an issue sourcing it, it was the cost. The cost is outrageous right now for the STM32. So that's why we're switching up the chip. That's all you need to know. It won't affect anything. Everything's still going to work in VIO and QMK and VIA. Like, everything will be the same. It's just we're switching the chip, and I believe we're going to have diodes on it now. So apologies for not being able to fully provide a diodeless STM32 PCB, but yeah, what we originally got quoted was like X amount. The next time we got requoted, it was 3 times as much, and we were like, okay, we've already kind of accounted for this in the group buy cost. That's okay. We're gonna roll with it. And then when we got quoted finally, oh, Arch, you got to turn it up. I don't know what's going on with my stream. You got to turn up the volume. Sorry. And then what we got quoted finally, like the most recent for the STM32s, was 3 times as much as the original 3-time increase. So it was basically 6 times the original price. And I'm just gonna say it was very, very, very expensive for each chip. So we said nope. We're not gonna do that. So we are swapping it up. But yeah, 9 times, whatever. You know what I meant, Gnarly, you smart ass. Oh my god. Whatever, you knew what I meant. It was, we got X price, and then it was 3 times that, and then it was 3 times that again. So fucking smart ass. Much monies, that's right. Way too much money. So yeah, that's why we made the change. But again, it won't affect anything functionality wise. Everything's going to be pretty much the same. No concerns on my end. Oh, and I am offering build service for anybody that wants it. I'm already kind of got a queue lined up. I think like 4 people have asked me to build theirs, including someone who's going to send me their what do you call them? The sockets, the on the Switch for hot swap. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. They're gonna have me build theirs, and I said the only thing I asked is if I can do that on stream. So I may have like a really long build stream one day where I just do a bunch of Ocean PCBs. Yeah, that's, I mean, gnarly. That's what's happening, is everybody's kind of asking me to do hot swap. So yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if we have extras, Mutant, definitely. Again, that all depends on how expensive, how many extras we have left over. Hold on to your acrylic thought. I'm already working on something for that. So if that's something that you're interested in, I might be able to do it. Well, gnarly, not to be self-deprecating, but I think that would be a very short stream then. Unless it was like every sub extends the stream by like 20 minutes or something. I don't know. But I know I'll be building like another one on stream before I send them out, so, and before extras are available, so hopefully can build a little hype that way. But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a long weekend and a lot of extra days afterwards building some and talking about it and showing. I'm excited to everybody can, you know, who bought in can get one in their hands. I'm excited about the case that we're offering with it. We did that to make shipping easier on ourselves. So literally your board and PCB are going to be shoved into a Eternus case and then shoved into a box and sent out. So fulfillment should not take that long once we account for all the parts and quality check everything. That should be very fast, which I'm super stoked about. And you get a nice hard case with it too. Like, how cool is that? A zip up hard case. Y'all can thank Taylor for that. It was his idea. I was going to do a box originally, like a really nice fancy box, kind of like the one my elephant was in. But then I realized like how expensive it's actually less expensive to group buy a bunch of Eternus cases, like those hard ones, versus just getting a nice custom made box for the board, which is so stupid. Cardboard versus like whatever that material is, that plasticky, you know, with foam. But yeah, I'm super excited. We're gonna be able to offer those to everybody, so you'll have some nice cases with your boards. Perfect for when you go to your first meetup and you want to show off the ocean. Alright, only a couple more. We're rolling through this. At least this is going faster than I thought it would. But that's what happens when you have linears. You just loop the whole damn thing instead of worrying about like getting it on the legs or whatever. And obviously 205 grade 0 is very forgiving for a lube, so unlike the MCG stuff, like 129 is so thick it's like peanut butter. Still one of my favorite lubes, and it's great on like light linears because it thickens it up a little bit. But obviously 205 grade 0 is just very easy to work with, very forgiving, spreads easily. Hell, I probably overlube these two a little bit, but who cares? They're good linears. Okay. There you go. Oh, since I got the new camera, I should show off the new Artisan box in a little bit and show off all the Salvadors I got. The angry kitties, as my daughter calls them. She says they're angry kitties. She's kind of right. I forget they're a cat. I thought they were a bear for a minute, but she says, she looked at it once, she goes, "Angry kitty." And I said, yep. Just like now, she likes the Rubber Hose Big Bad Wolves. She saw me messing with a color template on one, and she said, "Wolf." I said, yep. And then she picked colors, so she likes every time she comes down here now and she sits near me, like on the computer, she wants me to pull up the template for the BBWs, and she wants to fill out the colors, which I think is hilariously cute. Hopefully I get her ingrained in this hobby early in life. Give her cool keyboards to type on. Coloring book. Yeah, basically, right? Like that's basically what it is for her. She just picks colors. She likes pink and brown right now. Like those are her favorite colors, pink and brown. And I think part of it's because she like, when she looks at like the template for the Big Bad Wolf, all she wants it to be is like a wolf. She does it like, I try to get her to pick like other colors like blues and greens and yellows, and she just likes neutral colors for it. And I think because she can only see it as an animal, not as like something else. So it's kind of cute. She had me pick one that kind of looked like the Pink Panther the other day, which I thought was hilarious. Brown nose, pink everywhere else. She did one for the Capora at one point. It came out okay, but she likes the one I did. And I suggested one to Chad, that the Big Bad Wolf that was based off GMK paperwork. And he really likes it, so I may get that commission from him. I think that'd be pretty cool. Get a custom commission. I need 4 other people to buy in with me, but you can have your own custom Big Bad Wolf. Let me know if you're interested. Seriously, like DM me. Let's make it happen. Even if commissions are closed right now, he'll open it back up. I think Black Hammer wanted in on that with me. I think there was a couple others, so. Alright. I am done lubing. Stick my finger in the lube. That's a good idea. Way to go, Toby. Alright, let's close this up. I love that I don't have to mess with stabs tonight. I'm just literally leaving as is in the board. We're gonna put the silent ink in the spacebar position, because you guys know me, big board, silent switches. Big bars, excuse me, big boards. We got these ones. Got this one. I'm not gonna lie, this is super satisfying. Yeah, that was super satisfying. I got mine off Alas in the 40 server from a while ago. These do not have the dampened out bottoms. They are the long poles, so they've got the little like extra piece on them. I just happen to really like them. They were super cheap. I think they were like, I want to say they were like 20 cents a switch or some stupidly low number. I paid like, I don't remember how, I got 300 of them. That's all I know. Like I paid some really low amount for like 300 of them. It was insane. Okay, Taylor stocks them. Yeah, I like them personally. I think they're awesome. That's just me though. So, all right, this plate, it just feels dirty. It feels like it never got peeled or like got super dirty. Like maybe it was just hand cut. These are like some really rough edges on here. The backside is fine, but yeah, I think it's just rough. Maybe a different plate one day, maybe. Yeah, we're good. All right, let me get the soldering iron set up. 2 seconds. That heat up. Take our time on this. Okay, so it's not just my plate then. It seems like that was everybody's plate. That's fine. Like it doesn't affect anything. I just something I noticed, right? Like, oh, okay, hey, it's a little rough, but all right, let's get this in here. I think this will help hold. It's a 5-pin. Put this back in here. I realized I probably didn't need to desolder that, but whatever. It is what it is. Just trying to test quality here with the new camera. I'm really pleased with this thing. Hopefully it's not getting too hot. Like I got a new webcam for work, and it's a 4K webcam, so like the quality is insane. But I noticed like when it's plugged in, it gets so damn hot. I was like, oh, that's not good. All right, get the corners in. It's always important to do the corners up. Yeah, this is just a tight plate. I know Kangbais are tight in general, but or a little wider. But this is that's a tight plate. Yeah, I'm gonna have to solder the corners first. Because otherwise it's not going to hold. Like I'm a perfectionist. I love when the switch is like as flush as possible, and I know like other people don't care as much. Like I care, and obviously with like 5 pins you can squeeze it into the PCB and it'll hold. With 3 pins that's not as possible, so just give a little push as I solder. It's fine. All right, let's get started. And I will have my fan set up properly next time. I'm super excited about that. I'm doing a fan with the tube attached so that the fan can be away from the desk so it's not super loud. And then that the tube will run up basically to the desk. And that way I'm being safe with some of these fumes. I know they're not great, so just making do right now. Things we do for these hobbies, right? Okay, once we get the corners in, this should be relatively straightforward, and everything else should hold nicely, and I can go to town on knocking this out quickly so we're not up all late super night. There we go, heard it click. Come on. Fighting me. There we go. I think I want to at least experiment with another plate with this at one time. I may do that later down the road. Like I said, I'm big on carbon fiber right now. Plus, I think carbon fiber would look good in the van again. That's just me. Would like to try an acrylic IMA acrylic plate. I think that'd be awesome. Which was another thought for like even the Ocean. Like, oh, do I want to try an IMA plate on the PC Ocean? I think that would feel good, look good, feel good. But like I said, I'm very interested to see kind of what everybody else ends up using when I release the plate files. Because like I said, once the group buy ships or starts shipping, I'll release those plate files. And then that way people can get what they want in terms of a plate. Make yourself happy, go wild, I don't care. Like, I think that'd be awesome. Come on. I'm hopeful this plate foam helps with some of the noise and the ping, because I thought I heard just a hair of ping even with the silent switches. So obviously I want to make sure that we're not getting any when I do the non-silent switches. But I do have some hobby foam that I can stuff in the case if I need to, if I have room. I might do that. Might do that here tonight too. So, but yeah, let's get the rest of these in, get them soldered in. We're almost done. We're in the home stretch, which is great. Thank you again, everybody, for hanging with me tonight. I appreciate it, especially because the stream was kind of last minute. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it because I was having issues with the camera. You know, just trying to get everything sorted, especially with work. I didn't have time to lube the switches, and I'm not big on lubing switches on stream, although Gnarly says apparently I should just literally do lubing sessions, so maybe. But yeah, thank you for hanging. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'd like to get more interviews going. I think that's a big one. I think I knock on wood, and I think I strive in that. I think you guys tend to like those, so the more of those the better. If I can get maybe some bigger designers, as you say, key set designers, I think that'd be good. Artisans is always good. I still want to get Tiny on here. I don't know when I can get her on stream, but I'd love to get her on here. But yeah. And like I said, I hope you guys are enjoying the content. You know, obviously I sold one of my nicer boards in the Elephant to upgrade said stream, because it's what matters to me, is like making you guys happy and me enjoying this and putting the money back into what I like doing, right? Like that's the key, I think. And hopefully that never gets lost on me. Hopefully I don't become like some a-hole top-of-the-line streamer, you know. Because, like I said, I'm very thankful for everybody and the things they do and hanging out, all that fun stuff. And obviously, like, I loved the elephant. I did. But I just wasn't using it anymore. This board took over the use of it. And it was, you know, every time I streamed, too, like, I'd have to take the elephant off the desk and put something else here. And that wasn't fun. Like, I mean, why have a board if I have to move it and I can't use it, you know, for when I'm doing things? So, as much as I hate to see it go, awesome buyer. Paid very much in line with what I was looking for. I shipped it out to them. I spent a lot of money on shipping. I think it was $45 to ship it. So, 10 pounds across via UPS via ground, like, kind of insane. But yeah, you know, reinvest in yourself, make yourself happy. So streaming equipment it was, and there will be more to come. I'm probably going to get an updated front facing camera. No, I will not get another Sony. I think it's insane to get 2 alphas for mechanical keyboard streaming. But maybe something a little bit higher quality for this. Although this Logitech does fine, I think. There we go. And yeah, just treating myself to things that make me happy. We're good. Just the top to my container. All right. So switches are all in. They're ready to be soldered. Let's knock out this top row, and we'll go from there. And if you guys have anybody you want to see interviewed, let me move this over. If you have anybody you want to see interviewed, please let me know. If you have connections or you think I should interview someone, say something. I'm always open to ideas. If you have any builds you want me to do, again, I do that at no charge. I'm happy to do this for you. Although I know a lot of people get pleasure the same way I do out of doing builds, but if you're nervous or you want me to do it, I'm happy. I'm not falling for it, gnarly. Piss off. It was good. Good attempt, but I'm not falling for it. I caught that out of the corner of my eye. No. Good try. Good try. That was pretty good, because I almost did it. I looked at it and I was like, here we go. Is that a D's Nuts joke too, Ash? Or are you serious? I never know anymore. Like, I feel like I'm constantly looking out like, oh shit, am I gonna be trolled with D's Nuts? And if you're not trolling, I don't know what they designed or what they do. Sorry. Oh, really? Okay. Well, we could always give it a shot. More 40s designers, the better. I'm definitely gonna have P3D Jake on here. I always want to say PED. P3D Jake. I'll have him on here soon. Probably while I do the shift. You know, just to walk through, kind of like I did with Zeus and the paintbrush. Come on, here we go. Speaking of, I did promise you guys a little looky-loo, didn't I? All right, real quick. Now, in much better quality, the Le Chiffre. Look at that. That's beautiful. Man, that looks so much better than my previous stream when I showed this off. Wow, what a difference. But yeah. This is beautiful. And I'm super, super stoked for this. There's another set of plates in here, although I'm probably just going to use the yellow IMA acrylic. I need to fix some switches for this build. I know I have to, quote, give this back to Jake, but I'm going to see if I can buy this off him. This is so nice. And if not, can I buy another prototype? It is so nice. And then here's the knob he gave me to build with it. This thing is sick. Come on, there we go. So I'm excited. This will be a fun build. And I know we're going to do it soon, because I think he said like February 1st is the group buy, something like that. I got to check with him. But I want to make sure that we build that in time. Help him build some hype for it. It's a really nice board in hand. You guys know me, I don't do anything less than 12U, but I want this board for some reason. I feel like I can make it work. And maybe it's because I typed on the space for a minute and was like, oh, this isn't bad. But it just seems so comfortable. And yeah, the back is insane. The feet are cool. Those cork feet are amazing. I don't know what colors he's going to offer in that thing, but yeah, I'm probably in. I'll like rarely use it, but I'm probably in. Or maybe I'll like force and teach myself to use it. Maybe that'd be a good exercise and discipline for non-stagger. Alright, let's roll through. Almost done with this, and then put everything back together and put all of those screws back in the van. There's so many screws. It's funny, we were talking about hot swap boards earlier, and you know, I got people who want me to mil-max. That's the name of the sockets, by the way. I couldn't think of it. Mil-max the sockets. And the only hot swap board I own right now is my piano black minivan with a version 3 minivan USB-C PCB. So that's like my only switch tester, if you will. And I definitely feel like I need one more. Like, as good as that thing is, I had the hull with the my hull had a hot swap PCB too, but obviously I sold that. I don't remember who I sold that to. That wasn't you, Gnarly, was it? Sold it to someone. Someone wanted the orange hull. Okay, not you. Mini sub. Yeah. So, like I said, I think I need like one more hot swap board. I don't know which one I want. And I also need to still get rid of my HHKB. I'm not using it. I'd rather get like another 60%, like, and have just one 60% be my quote unquote larger board. And then just use 40s for everything else. Maybe it was RPM. I always lose track. Like, I don't keep track of like who I sell things to, and I probably should in some regard, but like Evan was asking me tonight because we were talking about the Pearl. He's like, I owned a Pearl for a minute, and I was like, I'm pretty sure you owned the one I had. And he did, but he got it from somebody else and then sold it to somebody else. So like, that would have been cool just to kind of see the chain of ownership, right? And like, I know I think Gnarly knows, I talked about this like with the alpha key sets. Like, I've got this crazy spreadsheet where I'm keeping track of like who owned the set last, and then if not, you know, if they don't own it anymore, potential leads, and like it's a little obsessive. I mean, I don't mind. I'm just, yeah. This hobby is interesting enough, I think, where you could have like those traces where you could figure out like who owned what, because there's definitely like super rare boards out there where people know who's owned it, you know, who they sold it to, when. I think that's kind of cool. Alright, a few more switches, almost done. Definitely more tired than I thought I would be. I was up at 6:30 this morning, going to the gym, because I've been trying to find a new gym time. And my last job, I had plenty of time, like midday, to just go lift weights, play basketball. Now with the new job, I'm truly busy enough where it's either morning or the evenings. Probably could go at lunch, but I don't want to waste my lunch hour. I like eating because I'm fat. I was actually supposed to go to a all-you-can-eat Korean steakhouse today with an old coworker, but his wife and he are expecting, and his wife has been having like contractions since Christmas. I feel awful for her for that. And he said they got really bad today, so he canceled last minute. So then I ended up going to the local conveyor belt sushi place by myself, which was pretty good. It's a decent little place. The price is not expensive. It's $2.25 a plate, $2.55 a plate. So you can have like 8 plates, and your tax is like $21. With tax, it's like $21 out the door, which is always a good price. I love me some sushi, so. Almost done. I remember when I used to solder in my garage, and like when I first started in the hobby, and like some nights it'd be like super cold out there, just like freezing, but always had the garage door open, had my little table set up, had to move the car out, and then eventually it was like, you know what, this isn't worth it. And then as we moved into this new house, had the basement area, I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna solder down there. So then I set up my system down here, and kind of led to this, which if it wasn't for Ocean, I don't think I ever would have streamed, honestly. Like, I think building the Ocean and getting the courage to put myself on camera was the kickoff point. So that's why I say I'm always like thankful for you guys that stick around and hang out with me, like, because this could have never happened had I chose not to do it and been like, nah, just build the Ocean and take pictures. Like, no one needs to know how to do it, no one needs to see it, you just build it. Come on, don't, you're the last like 2 legs, don't fight me. There we go. Alright, that should be it. Alright, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 6, 8, 32, 4, 6, 8, 42, 4, 6, 8, 52, 4, 6, 8, 62, 4, 6, 8, 72, 4, 6, 8, 80, 2, 4, 6, 8, 90, 2, 4, 6, 8. I think that's right. Three, 3, Sorry, just making sure all these joints are soldered. They all look good. Cool. Hey, Static. Thank you and welcome. How are you tonight? Appreciate you joining. Man, I've had like all my regulars in here. This has been very nice. Yeah, I've got the Kangs in my MB44. I've got them in the garbage truck. Yeah, I'm super happy. You go watch the VOD earlier, by the way. I appreciate you stopping and saying hi. I talked about my kid tonight. She barfed all over me, and then she barfed all over my wife. So I think that's very relatable for you. But yeah, when the VOD's up later, go watch that. It's yeah, she's all right. I think she had some bad food, but yes, it's pretty funny. It's a good story. At least I think it's a good story because any parent can really relate. Does that look straight? Yeah, that looks straight. I think the plate is like slightly bent upward towards the middle, and that's why it looks like that. Right? Am I losing my mind? I think it's ever so slightly bent up towards the middle. That's just where the stabs are and the foam is. Like I probably should have cut out that foam, but oh man, that sucks, Static. Yeah, I hope he feels better. Ours just got over a double ear infection again. So, man, kids and ear infections, I swear. All right, this is about as straight as it's gonna be. So, I think we're good to start putting the case back together. Oh, did I do this right? I can't even remember. No, this goes first, right? Yeah. That's nice. Yeah, it's always good when they get back into school, right? But like I said, I hope he feels better quickly, and it's no fun for sure. How much room do I have in there? Do I have any room? I can't tell. Right, if that sits like right there, I cannot tell how much room I have. Yeah, I hope she gets over it too. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna try maybe and stick a small piece of hobby foam in here. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I mean, I know the USB-C basically sits on that. I don't think it'll work, but it's worth a shot. Oh, I thought I had the hobby foam. I might not. I got some purple. Wow, it's almost a direct fit, which is hilarious. Okay. And I've got some black I can use for filler. This should be thin enough. Quote, should be. Toby, I thought you don't mod your keyboards. I thought modding is only for badly built keyboards. I'm just getting ahead of the curve for you guys to say that. Polyfill. I'm not sure what polyfill is. You'll have to remind me. I'm sorry. That fits pretty good. And then just cut out the USB port. Oh, yeah, okay. That's the stuff? Interesting. Oh, this is going to be a thin-ass piece of foam. It's okay. There we go. Interesting. That's what's inside a teddy bear. Alright, let's see if this fits. I don't know that it will. Thank you, Ash. Yes, exactly like that. Tell all these people. Like, Okay, so actual true story. I don't know why I didn't tell this earlier. So I'm in line returning my monitors at Micro Center last night, and there's two guys who get in line behind me. Wow, it fits. Okay. Ooh, these might be nice and muted. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Anyway, so I was returning my monitors, and these two guys get in line behind me, and one's holding, remember we're at Micro Center, one's holding GMMK glorious keyboard in the box, right? He's got the box, and he's like talking with his buddy about it, and I kept my mouth shut. I'm like, whatever, like, that's cool. He's getting bored, and his buddy's talking. They're talking about like, oh yeah, they had whatever, and the worker for Micro Center, one of the workers comes up, and he's like, oh man, you got to get the whatever the other plate is. I don't remember what material. And the kid's like, yeah, it might be for this. You know, this is my first build. I'm gonna just do this. And the guy's like, oh, what switches did you get? And he's like, oh, I got the Lynx ones. And we started talking a little bit, and I was like, that's cool. And I was like, you knew? He's like, yeah, I'm new to the hobby. I'm really excited. I've heard good things about this board. And the worker's like, yeah, you know, I've got 3 boards. He's like, wow, I can't imagine owning 3 boards. And like, I couldn't help myself. And I was like, 3? Those are rookie numbers, kid. You got to pump up. I feel like I've got 17. And like when it came out, I realized when I said, I was like, man, that was really like shitty thing to say. Like, who cares? Like, it's not a competition. And and he's like, oh, excuse me, Mr. Gatekeeper. And I'm like, oh my god, like, I don't want to be. I was like, shit, I got called a gatekeeper. I was like, I'm not a gatekeeper. It's not what I want to be. That's not who I am. Like, I'm so sorry. But we started talking in general, and then I was showing the newer guy to the hobby. I was showing him some of my boards, and I showed him some like the Reddit stuff and whatnot. So I thought it was kind of cool. Like, I was not a dick. I was not like, oh, how dare you get a glory. Like, I was like, that's cool. Like, welcome to the hobby. And like, so I'm like not a total dick in person. Like, I truly want to see more people get into the hobby. But it was funny. Listen, they hate lubing switches. That's what he said. He said they were up like super late lubing, and he hated it. So I thought that was pretty funny. Everybody hates lubing that I know, or at least they tend not to like it. Okay. Yeah, you know what I mean. I can't say I haven't done it to achieve Omega level modding. Just buy good switches 5 head. You guys are so mean to each other. Static, if you like it, I will happily pay you to do mine. I dislike it immensely. Oh, yeah. I understand why, but I'm happy to like pay someone else. I just don't like it. I think it's just a preference thing. It seems just so tedious to me. Like, even doing it on stream tonight is just so, for me, it's tedious. Okay, it's as good as I'm gonna get in terms of lining up this plate, I think. Anyone else struggle with this mid layer and like getting it to line up nicely? Just me? Oof. Yeah, 110 would drive me nuts. What do the kids say today? No cap? Not tightening these too much yet. Just trying to get them in place. Okay, I mean, it's pretty good as far as lining up the layers, so that makes me happy at least. I said, I'll go through and tighten everything up real nice in a minute. Okay, I think that's all of them, so yeah, pretty well lined up. It's never going to be perfect, but it's pretty darn good as far as I'm concerned. Come on. There we go. Sorry, I know you guys love looking at the top of my head. Right. Okay, all put together. Nicely lined up. Kangbais look good in there. Of course, the silent ink in the spacebar. Yep, that's pretty well lined up for the most part. All right, let's put some keycaps on it. First things first, spacebar. Okay, good. Overlay. I did. I have 50 ice top blues still. TYU that I haven't done anything with. I put them in my caravan. I almost want to take them out of the caravan, or not caravan. I'm sorry, coriander. I almost want to take them out of the coriander and start fresh. We'll see. I want to like lube them potentially. But I like them. I mean, they're smooth, and honestly, from the factory out of the box, they're pretty damn good. But like I said, I want to see if like lubing makes a difference in terms of sound a little bit. I think Elas said that it really wouldn't, but I'm the type to be like, screw it, let's give it a try. So okay, that looks pretty straight. I think that's the right place for that. I think. I never remember with some of these, so this goes here. I think, or was that not right? I don't remember. Oh my god. Stage, I think, was the yeah. Where did this control go? Is this a 1U and a 1U, right? I'm so confused. I don't remember where I had that one. We'll come back to that. XCVB. Yeah, I'm gonna have to remember where I put these. Shame on me for not remembering. Also, I think it's hilarious that I ended up getting used to the arrow layout on the base layer for Van. That's not something I never thought I would get used to, and it turns out I did, which is kind of funny to me. Oh, at the beginning of stream in reverse. Nice. That's a good point. Yeah, right? I mean, I was taking it off, so I don't remember where that goes. UIOP. Here's this. I think I did. All right. We'll come back to the gamer keys in a second. I can't remember which was which here. want to say that I put this one here. This alt was here. Think this was like this. This function was here. And I guess wipe was up here. Yeah, that seems right. And then of course the piece de resistance, the Alpha Keycaps gamer set. One of my favorite. This actually, I'm so happy that the guy put these up for sale. I was like super stoked, obviously. Oh, here's the other one. Okay, this is the R4. I got like reinvigorated to find and search these because of that. Like that's literally the only reason, which I thought was so awesome. There we go. Does that look flat? Okay, it's just the way that is. Yeah. Although this one sits high and funky, but I think that's not the switch. I think it's just the keycap itself. Let me just check something here. That might not be sitting 100% flat. I think that switch is slightly angled outward, like just a hair. I may have to go and like take the soldering iron to that. We'll see. Yeah, it's angled ever so slightly, so I see it because it's on a taller key. In fact, a couple of these are, but that's okay. We're not gonna worry about that right now. What I care about more than anything is how does this sound now? Now that we have completely changed from a silent switch to non-silent. Ooh. That is, I'm telling you, these Kangbais are low-key some of the best switches, I think, in terms of sound. Like, A, they're smooth, and then when you lube them, they're extra smooth. But in terms of, like, sound profile, that long pole, it just... Well, don't forget, gnarly, I put the foam under the PCB. It's got plate foam. This is, like, the perfect volume for me. Like, insanely good. And yes, Mutant, the gamer set is so good. Like, the shift key I can hear, you know, shift and backspace. Hear almost like a little bit of the case. But this sounds just like my MB44. Like if I pull, it's upstairs, I'm not going to go get it, but if I pulled the MB44 down and I did side-by-side comparison, I think they're identical. Like that's... Yeah. And here, for example, here's the garbage truck. Yeah, I mean, that's insane. And here, all three trash boards. And yes, there's a VOD with the MB44 Mutant. This has the DP transmits in it. The clear top, the ice with the blue bottoms. This sounds really good in my opinion. But yeah, that sounds really good. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm super happy with this. Cool. All right. So I think the rebuild was worth it. I may have to Like I said, some of this looks like it's like ever here. So like it's ever so slightly, see if I can show it, slightly tilted up here. I know it's really hard to see. So I may have to go back and try and like mess with that. But overall, like super happy with how this sounds now. And now I have a bunch of silent inks that I can use in whatever I want. But man, this is let's make sure everything works again. Let's go through that process. Also, if you've never heard the Pearl, I want to talk about like thock. I hate that word, but that's what the Pearl is. Pearl is thock. Alright. Let's make sure this bad boy works. Keyboard tester, yeah, that's a good sign. Okay. Everything works. Awesome. Oh, it's slightly tilted. That's why it's an optical illusion with the gamer set. It looks like it's tilted, but it's not. It's just because they aren't poured like perfectly. So, but nice. Like this thing is back to full use. I'm gonna game on it a little bit tonight. I'll play some Warzone. I'm probably gonna stay up late. I'm not gonna go to the gym tomorrow morning because I'm just already stayed up too late. But I want to show you guys since I got the new camera. Here's the current collection. Let me take the. Here's the current collection. So obviously the this is called the Plagued Blue Cherry set. That would go here. This is the Yakult set. So it looks probiotic milk set. It looks like Yakult. It's like literally the color of the probiotic drink. This one is Blue Cola. This one's great. What's the name of this one? God Bless the USA. Even though it's black, like they're supposed to be blue, but it's black, white, and red, but whatever. This one's Spider Porridge, which looks like GMK Laser. There's a set that I'm trying to buy. Some guy said I could buy his set where it's basically this color, just the solid top color called Brain Juice. So that that'll go here. This is Submariner, which obviously matches Nautilus. And then I have the matching Jedi Blinker. Thank you to Siri from our Discord server. And then the Night Shroom set with the Splinter Cell blinker. And then these two ETF ones are still for sale if anybody wants them. Actually, all three of these are for sale. I'm selling them cheap, so just FYI. Toxic Behavior Kapora, which is my first Kapora that I've owned, and I won it, so super happy with that one. That one came out really nice. Deadpool, Trade Police, Buto, Jungle, Calm Cloud, SNES, because off the old school Super Nintendo, that's the colors they were going for. This Casper one is super rare. There's only 7 of these, which is cool. I've got all like the cards for them. Teguk or whatever, and then Dead Inside 2. These top 3 are like my personal favorites, but yeah, super happy. And so I'll hopefully have to get a bigger box and fill out a bunch more of the gamer sets. Johan, Alpha Keycaps designer, creator, whatever you want to call him, the artisan guy, he saw my collection of the gamer sets, and he messaged me because he said he didn't think he'd seen anybody ever collect the gamer sets, which I thought, was like, oh, that's cool, he recognized that. And he was like, if I ever redo them, like do another group, I'll give you a set for free. And I was like, dude, thank you so much, like that's amazing. So there's some nice people in this hobby, there really is. You just gotta get yourself out there and spend money and collect, apparently. But yeah, man, we did good tonight. 2.5 hours, just under, to do a full teardown and rebuild, including lubing switches. So thank you for all of you that have hung around. I really do genuinely appreciate it. Thank you so much for the new ideas and thoughts on how to build the community a little bit bigger. I'm genuinely thankful for that. It's good to kind of get that feedback and understand what you guys think. But yeah, looking forward. Like I said, we've got the Le Chiffre coming up. I'm working on some other stuff too late. That's all right, Frozen. That's all right. The VOD will be up soon. Actually, I think it's as soon as I end this recording, it pops up. So please watch it. I think we had some good discussion in here tonight. At least I like to think so. But yeah, I'm super stoked to continue to work on this channel, have something more regularly scheduled, whether it's a lubing session, just hanging out, whatever it may be. But again, as always, thank you everybody for hanging with me. It's been a fun night. New camera, new setup, higher quality. Mutant, thank you as always, my Peruvian friend, for hanging out. Darth, please post that in there. See if they'll unban me. See if we can get me unbanned in there. That'd be hilarious. Maybe a GMK rant next time. We'll see. Maybe I'll do one where like you guys pick the topics and we talk about it or something along those lines. But like I said, more interviews, things like that. And as always, be safe, have fun, enjoy the hobby. Thank you so much. See you next time.